Made rich by technology. The untold stories of the digital gold rush. Every era has a gold rush. The 1800s had California. The 1900s had oil. And our generation has technology. But unlike the old gold rush, this one didn't need land, shovels, or luck. It only needed an internet connection and vision. While millions were scrolling, a few were building. While most were watching, a handful were owning. And while the world complained about change, some quietly became rich beyond imagination. This is the story of how the greatest wealth shift in history happened in front of our eyes. A story of dreamers, coders, creators, and risk-takers who turned data into dollars and ideas into empires. Welcome to Made Rich by Technology, the untold stories of the digital gold rush. In 1994, the early internet was a strange new world. No smartphones, no social media, no Google. Most people didn't even understand what online meant, but a few saw something extraordinary. Jeff Bezos, a 30-year-old Wall Street analyst, read a report predicting that internet usage would grow by more than 2,000% every year. He quit his job, packed his car, and started an online bookstore. That bookstore became Amazon. At the same time, two students, Larry Page and Sergey Brin, were building a search engine they first called Backrub. They renamed it Google. Across the world, a young English teacher in China typed beer into an early search engine. He saw no Chinese results and realized his country needed the internet. That teacher was Jack Ma. He founded Alibaba. These people were not just starting companies. They were discovering digital gold mines. Each click, each search, each email was data. And data became the new oil. The early web wasn't about luxury cars or fame. It was about connection, imagination, and courage. Those who understood that would become unimaginably wealthy. By the late 1990s, the internet was a wild frontier. Investors were throwing money at anyone with a .com in their name. It was chaos, but it was opportunity. Companies like Yahoo, AOL, and eBay grew at lightning speed. Ordinary employees became millionaires through stock options. But greed eventually took over. Hundreds of empty startups promised innovation, but delivered nothing. When the bubble burst in 2000, billions vanished overnight. Dreams were destroyed. Yet, out of the ashes, the strongest survived. Amazon stayed alive. Google rose. And Apple, nearly bankrupt, prepared its comeback. Steve Jobs was working on a device that would put the internet into everyone's pocket. He called it the iPhone. The first gold rush had ended, but the next one was already forming. In 2007, when Jobs held up that little black rectangle and said, "Today, Apple is going to reinvent the phone," the world changed. The iPhone wasn't just a phone. It was a portable computer, a camera, a shop, and a playground all in one. For the first time, billions of people were connected 24 hours a day. And that connection became the new marketplace. Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, these weren't just apps, they were digital economies. New billionaires appeared almost overnight. Two young men built WhatsApp and sold it for $19 billion. Evan Spiegel built Snapchat and became the youngest billionaire on the planet. Influencers turned photos into full-time incomes. The smartphone created a new class of entrepreneurs who needed nothing but a phone and an idea. But not everyone who won the digital lottery became famous. For every Mark Zuckerberg or Jeff Bezos, there were thousands of hidden millionaires who built quietly behind screens. Alex, too, a broke student, sold pixels on a web page for $1 each. He called it the $1 million homepage. It made him exactly $1 million. David Dobrik began making 6-second Vine videos in his bedroom. They turned into a multi-million-dollar YouTube career. Sarah Titus, a single mother, built a 6-figure income selling printable files online. These stories share a simple truth. Leverage beats labor. You don't need investors or fancy offices. You just need leverage, a way to multiply your effort through technology. Because online, your work never sleeps. A video keeps earning. A course keeps selling. An app keeps working. One good idea can rewrite your entire future. In 2009, something mysterious appeared. A person, or perhaps a group, using the name Satoshi Nakamoto, released a white paper describing a digital currency that needed no banks or governments, only code. It was called Bitcoin. At first, no one cared. One man famously bought 2 pizzas for 10,000 Bitcoins. Those same coins would later be worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Bitcoin miners, early investors, and blockchain developers began amassing fortunes. Then came Ethereum, Dogecoin, and NFTs. Crypto created a new generation of millionaires. For some it was freedom, for others madness. But no one could deny that technology was reshaping money itself. People were no longer just using technology to make money. They were creating money with technology. While headlines focused on billionaires, another revolution was happening quietly. The rise of the digital worker. Platforms like Fiverr, Upwork, and Freelancer opened doors for anyone, anywhere, to earn globally. A web designer in Kenya could work for a client in New York. A video editor in the Philippines could make content for a company in London. A data analyst in Nigeria could manage dashboards for a firm in Canada. The internet erased borders and replaced them with opportunity. No visas, no gatekeepers, no offices, just skill and connection. The freelancer, the creator, the digital worker, together, they formed a new middle class. Not famous, but free. And collectively, they represent the largest wealth shift humanity has ever seen. Billions flowing to people who chose to learn instead of scroll. Then came artificial intelligence. When OpenAI released ChatGPT, the world entered a new era. In 5 days, it reached 1 million users. In months, it began transforming entire industries. Tools like Midjourney, Runway, and Synthesia started doing in seconds what once took days. Writers, designers, marketers, everyone discovered they could produce 10 times more with the same effort. The newest millionaires are not necessarily tech founders. They are AI operators, people who understand how to talk to machines. One person with the right prompts can now do the work of an entire team. A single creator can write scripts, generate visuals, edit, and publish videos, all powered by AI. This is not the end of work, it's the evolution of it. Just like electricity replaced candles, AI is replacing manual creativity with amplified creativity. And just as before, those who learn early will harvest the gold. But every wave of progress creates a divide. While some are getting rich, others are being left behind, not because they lack potential, but because they don't understand the new rules. The digital divide today isn't about access to the internet. It's about access to knowledge. Some people use their phones to earn. Others use them only to scroll. Some use AI to build. Others fear it will take their jobs. Technology doesn't choose winners or losers. It simply amplifies your choices. Those who adapt rise. Those who resist fade. So what can we learn from those who became rich through technology? Lesson 1. The early learner always wins. When you see something new, don't mock it. Study it. Every trend begins as a joke before it becomes an opportunity. Lesson 2. Leverage beats labor. One person with the right tools can outperform a whole team stuck in old systems. Lesson 3. Value outlasts hype. Fads fade, but useful ideas remain. Lesson 4. Don't chase money, chase impact. Money follows those who solve real problems. Lesson 5. Keep learning. The only constant in technology is change. The next digital gold rush is already forming. Web 3, AI agents, quantum computing, robotics, virtual identity. Once again, 99% of people will ignore it until the 1% profit from it. But the truth is, digital wealth is not for the elite. It's for the curious. For anyone willing to learn, to adapt, and to start small. The next millionaire may not be a programmer. It could be a storyteller using AI, a designer using code, a teacher building digital courses, or a student creating an app no one has thought of yet. We are living through the greatest wealth transfer in history, not from rich to poor, but from traditional to digital. The world has changed forever. The richest people today don't own oil fields or factories. They own platforms, algorithms, and attention. The tools that once belonged only to corporations now fit in your pocket. The question is simple: what will you build with them? Because in this digital age, you don't need permission. You don't need luck. You only need vision, curiosity, and the courage to start. The new gold rush is now. Your Wi-Fi connection is your pickaxe. This is the era of self-made wealth, the age of digital pioneers, a time when one person, one idea, can change everything. Welcome to the digital gold rush. Welcome to the world of those made rich by technology. So before you scroll away, ask yourself, are you watching the gold rush, or are you part of it? Because history doesn't wait. Every click, every tool, every AI prompt is another chance to build your future. Don't just consume the digital world, create in it. Don't just admire success stories, become one. If this inspired you, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Because here at Tech for Wealth, we reveal the strategies, tools, and stories that help you turn technology into opportunity. Your digital empire starts now. Let's build it together.